Let's see if we can understand how this program puts time on our 4-digit display. As before, we've always had embed.h, but now we have digitdisplay.h, which we have to include every time we use our 4-digit display. Now myLED is part of the digital class and it's associated with the red LED. Display is part of the digit display class, which means that display is associated with the D1 connector on our Grove Shield, which has pins D2 and D3. Tick is part of the ticker class, which allows us to set up periodic timer interrupts. Now under global variables, we've set a default value here for hour, minute, and seconds as unsigned char. And for our particular application, we're using military time, so 14:44:0 means 2:44 p.m. Let's take a look at our mainline code here and see how everything gets initialized. So right now we're using the write function, and the write function allows us to update the left, second left, third left, and far right 7-segment display with these values here. Now if you remember, hour was 14. 14 divided by 10 is 1, so it's going to put a 1 in the left 7-segment display. Then we take 14 and do the remainder of that, which is 4, and we're going to put that in the second display. So we have 1, 4. Then minute, as we saw, was 44, and I think you can see that we'll have 1, 4, and then for minute 4, 4 showing up on our 7-segment displays. And the set colon function allows us to turn on and off the colon. If it's a 1, it's on. In this case, it's going to come on. And then it says tick.attach. Now the attach function of the ticker class allows us to put in the address of a function into an interrupt vector address. We can call this function up at this rate. So that means that this function is going to be called up every 0.5 seconds. And this loop is basically turning off a red LED, waiting a half second, turning on a red LED, basically just flashing the red LED forever in here. Now we've got static unsigned char colon equals 0. Now because it's static, that means that every time it comes into this function, every 0.5 seconds, it's going to remember the last value colon had. So it starts with 0, which means it's going to turn it off. It's going to say if colon is 0, it's not going to do any of this code here, but it will then change colon to 1 minus 0, which is 1. The next time it comes into this function, colon will be 1, so it will turn on the colon, and it will then say, since colon is 1, it will do all of these statements in here, which will update our seconds, minutes, and hours, and display them on our 4 7-segment displays. Then it resets colon to 0, so the next time it's going to turn off the colon, not do any updates. So every second time or every 1 second, it's going to update the information on our 4 7-segment displays.